Your eyes on this gorgeous Ducati red, made in Italy beauty. This thing is absolutely freaking stunning. And if you watch the channel for a while, you might have heard me say before, I've had several of these, including the super light version, which had the factory race number plates on the back. And this one is, every once in a while, every once in a blue moon, we'll get a bike that a guy bought brand new, kept it his entire life. He had it for 30 years since he bought it in late 94 or early 95. It's a 95 model. I have the clean original title from when he purchased it, and he kept it 100% bone stock, maintained it meticulously, and didn't fetter or futter with it or mess it up at all. This is a limited production model. They only produced 890 of these. They've had a cheaper version called the CR. This one is called the Super Sport SP, and if you look closely, that plaque says number 331. Unfortunately, the key dangling on it kind of scratched a little bit, but the plaque clearly says 331, and that is the numeralized number of the SP. What's different from the regular CR, SSCR, or the SSSP? Well, to start with, this one has a full fairing, so it has a full fairing that wraps around the bottom of the engine. It also came from the factory with the carbon fiber front fender, the carbon fiber rear fender, and the carbon fiber clutch cover. It also had some sound deadening material, fully adjustable Showa suspension, front and rear, and it also came with that sexy aluminum swing arm. All upgrades that a serious rider or racer would want, and it cost substantially more. Just a beautiful piece. The entire bike, including the original upholstery on the seat, is all original. The bike has, if you look at the gauges, they look brand new, like it just came out of the box, and they're only showing 5,195 miles on it. And it still has the original idiot sticker onto here, not to exceed 9,000 RPM, where the red line is. But I mean, it has all of the original decals. It even has the original warning decal on the tank here. All the paint is original. There's been no touch-up paint on this bike anywhere that I could see. It's never been dropped anywhere that I could see. And he owned it his entire life since it was brand new. And the only reason he sold it is he was getting up there in his years, and his wife didn't want him riding it anymore. So most of these would be fettered with. Mine, first thing I did, Fast by Faraci carbon fiber exhaust, stage 3 kit with the open up intake. These things sound ridiculous when you open up the exhaust. Right now, one of the cool things about the Ducatis is you hear that it sounds like Santa Claus bells jingling. It has a dry clutch, so when you pull the clutch, it makes a ching 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 ching. It just sounds to me like an aggressive cafe racer should sound. Came from the factory with the Brembo triple disc brakes with a nice gold anodizing on the lowers. Those rims are also, the SP came with better rims. These are Brembo rims, and the rear wheel was actually larger than or wider than the one on the CR, and it also had the carbon fiber inner fender. So a lot of goodies on the SP. And this logo here, Ducati Campione del Mundo Superbike. This is a world championship superbike, race winning design. The chassis, they race these at the Isle of Man, Daytona, everywhere. They made this particular model for about, I think it was almost 20 years. You can see it even has the EPA noise emission requirement of 80 decibel at 3850 RPM, the 1995. Let me tell you, mine didn't sound anything close to 80 decibel with the Fast by Faraci exhaust on it. And one of mine had a set of Termagninis on it. I don't know exactly how to spell it, but anyways, it was Italian, and it kicked ass. It even has the original warning sticker on the back right here. This is exactly the way the bike would have come out of the crate. Now, the bike had, I think they were the original tires on there. I'd have to ask the technician, but I'm 95% sure they were the original tires, and we replaced them with this brand new set of Dunlop tires. We went through the whole bike top to bottom. It was in the detail shop for 11 hours where it was given a rotisserie detail. The fuel tank was removed from the bike, and the seat and the wheels and the whole bike was given a steam clean, hand wash. We detail all the bikes that are on display in the New England Motorcycle Museum. They all come through our detail shop. So my guys are doing museum quality restorations and museum quality detailing on museum quality bikes. This one here didn't need a restoration because it was in mint shape, but it was an 11-hour job to wash, wax, clean every nook and cranny on this motorcycle. And then it went through the service department, and the tech, Jeff Castine, who's 64 years old and has been spinning wrenches his whole life. I put my #1 tech on this, Jeff. He went through, cleaned and rebuilt the carburetors. He also had the fuel tank off the motorcycle and derusted, cleaned the inside of the fuel tank. If there was any you know, after 30 years with fuel in it, you want to clean the inside of the tank. So you use a chemical to clean out any debris that might have been in there, rinsed it out, and then put fresh VP94 fuel in there, and also installed a new fuel pump and a new fuel filter. So he basically went through the entire fuel system, start with the tank, fuel pump, fuel filter, fuel lines, and also rebuilt the carburetors. So he suggests keeping the fuel tank full to when you're not using the motorcycle. That way it'll keep the tank from ever getting any surface rust inside of it or anything, or drain the tank and fog it with a fogging solution or WD-40. So, but if you're gonna leave some fuel in it, fill it right up. So everything's new inside the tank, the fuel pump, fuel filter, and let's see, what else did he do? He disassembled the rear master cylinder, cleaned it, and bled the rear brakes, removed the front. He removed the entire front end of the motorcycle, including the forks, and re-greased the steering head bearings up in the front here, which is something you should do periodically. So the steering head bearings were just serviced. Most dealers would never do that. It's a pretty big job, but Jeff's a guru, had no problem doing it. So anything that it needed was done. Installed a brand new Yuasa battery in it, put new spark plugs in it, tested the engine compression. It was perfect at 150 PSI per cylinder. Installed a new Regina. It had the original chain on here, and this is, for a red bike like this, it's almost like a crime not to have a really nice shiny gold chain on it. So it's got the new gold chain, which looks really nice with the red. And of course, he installed the new tires front and rear, greased the axles and the wheel bearings. So it's been, of course, new oil in it. Anything it needed was done by Jeff. He had 15 hours into it, and it needs absolutely nothing. It was nice when it came here, but this is what we do. We take the bikes and go right through them top to bottom. It was done exactly the way I would have done it for myself, which is there's only one way to do it, and in my eyes, that's the right way. So the bike's 30 years old. It has 5,000 miles on it. Let me look around and see if I can find any defects on it. The fairing's beautiful, no cracks, no damage on the side of the fairing here. One tiny little, can you zoom in on this right here? Can you see that? It's just a little tiny speck. If you had some Ducati, I told the guys no touch-up paint on this one, don't touch it. So we could get Ducati touch-up paint and touch that up. The front of the carbon fiber right here has a little, take a zoom in on the carbon fiber fender here, Ronnie, real close. A tiny bit of delamination right here on the edge. I just want to point out as I know the guy who's going to get this bike is going to want perfection, and this is as close as you're going to get on a 30-year-old motor classic with 5,000 miles, and it's all original. The exhaust pipe is in mint condition. It was never a drop, but there is a little scrape right there and a couple scrapes right here that looks like it might have happened in shipping or while it was in the garage. The bottom of the fairing, I don't see any issues with the bottom of the fairing. The rear tailpiece is in beautiful condition. The paint is stunning on it. We polished, buffed, and used what we call, well, we got it from the Lars Anderson Museum. They use, it's called Nucoat, N-U-C-O-A-T, and it's like a polymer sealant wax. They say use it once a year and you'll never have to worry about your paint, but the tank is beautiful. The one tiny little spot on the tank right here, show them this little tiny little spot right here. Now this bike might get shipped to Italy or to California or wherever, so I'm just pointing out anything I see on it. And I did mention the badge up here has a little bit of wear on it. Overall, absolutely impeccable condition for a 30-year-old Super Sport. This side right here, the fairing is absolutely gorgeous. The graphics, the gold, the silver, you just can't beat this paint combo. I mean, my Superlight with the #1 number plate on the back, to me, was the sexiest thing on two wheels I'd ever seen. And that's the thing about a Ducati. Okay, your Hayabusa might be a little faster or whatever, but it's not about that with these bikes. These bikes, and I'm preaching to the choir, if you're a Ducati guy, there's just something special about these bikes. It's got some lucky serial numbers on it too, 15739, all lucky numbers. So yeah, this one's a winner chicken dinner. It's rolling right into the museum. It'll be on display 7 days a week here in our classic motorcycle display we have there. So if you're looking for a pristine duck to add to your collection, your ship just came in, fellas. We offer financing here through Freedom Road. I don't think the guy that's going to buy this needs it, but if they do, we can finance it for you. The motorcycle is going to be sold reasonably with a low reserve at auction on eBay. This is a pivoting tank too. This tank actually pivots up on a hinge. That was one of the new improvements to this bike, but you're going to be hard pressed to find a nicer one, that's for sure. So we'll help you with shipping. We take trades, and we'll ship it anywhere in the world and finance it for you. So if you need any assistance procuring the bike, my son Kenny Jr. will hook you up. Music to my ears. Thanks for watching the God Bless America.